Our own sound guy, recently divorced, Sean Cooley.
Hi, Sean Cooley, blogger and divorcee extraordinaire. I run a blog, some of you may know it, whydivorcewhy.blogspot.com. It brings me a lot of pleasure. If you log on to the blog this week, you'll see this week's post entitled, Holy Moly. Sometimes when you're still getting over the fresh wound of a divorce from 2006, you feel like you have no one to turn to. And this past week I turned to Jesus, which I'm slowly realizing was a big mistake. On Sunday, I was in the New Mexican city of Albuquerque at a church called the Believer's Center. Not sure if you're familiar with it. I walked in, and as soon as I walked in, people started coming up to me and saying hello, unprovoked. Saying hello. I accidentally wandered into the food court. At the food court, they were serving lattes and quesadillas. There's no wine. There was none of those slow dissolving crackers that I like so much. You have to bring your own kit. Just note to users. Note to users. I noticed a few baby children scampering about, going to the Believer Center playroom, which is called the Congregational Kids Committee. The Congregational Kids Committee. If I learned anything from my stint as a knife salesman for Cutco kitchen knives, it's that certain people react poorly to acronyms. There was no place to confess my sins. I mean, who else is going to know that I used an expired double coupon to pay for a 64-pack of Kleenex at Costco last week? I tried to use the bathroom there, and there was a man in the doorway receiving a blessing right in the entryway to the bathroom. It almost got to the breaking point where I almost had to say, "Excuse me." The man turned around, and what was worse, the man receiving the blessing had an eye patch. What if he was a supervillain? I took my seat inside. There was no organ music. There was a light rock quintet playing. The lead singer had a soul patch. What is he, seeking salvation for his soul patch? I'm sorry, if you can't grow a beard, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. They were playing on the stage. The lyrics were up on the big screen. I did not sing along. Far be it from me to lecture anyone, ever. But when it comes to grammar, so church, when you're using a pronoun, such as him, or he, or himself, or you, it's only capitalized at the beginning of a sentence. Titles such as God can only be capitalized when referencing a specific person, such as God Almighty or Goddamn. I'm sorry, I can't waver on these rules of grammar. I mean, they were made so long ago, passed down for generations. You can't just openly interpret these laws of language. The priest came out. I had trouble paying attention, but he seemed very adamant about washing babies. The first letter of Paul to the Corinthians. For now we see through a glass darkly, and please, wash them babies. I was having trouble concentrating on what he was saying, in particular because in the vestibule, the statue of the cross above the vestibule was crooked by about 3/10 of an inch. And I was sitting in my pew, just wondering how this could happen, especially with all the nails in it. So, much like my marriage, the service ended. I did not find much solace. I feel as if maybe I should go into another direction. And that direction is east to the synagogue over on Lake Shore. So if in the audience we should happen to have any Jewish delegates, perhaps if you could find it in your heart to welcome a man who is too depressed to drive or go to work on a Saturday. To you I say, shalom.